I'm a 29-year-old woman and have been teaching law for 4 years this year. I'm teaching a class in the last semester of law. Today, during the break, someone threw pepper spray into the classroom, making me sick and forcing me to cancel the class because I couldn't stay in that environment, and neither could anyone else. Among the students, there was a pregnant student with a high-risk pregnancy who could have become seriously ill. I felt really sick and thought I was having an allergic reaction, unable to breathe. I even vomited because of the effects. So far, no one has admitted to doing it. I'm really angry and considering giving a harder test than usual, knowing that the consequence would be a significant failure. If they don't pass this subject, they'll have to spend an extra year in college, paying a considerable price for it. So, let me ask you, would I be a jerk if I failed half of the students in the last semester of college?
Hello, Sai here. I'm finding it hard to believe that this is true. We're talking about the final year of college, a law school. These people could become lawyers or mediators for legal issues. And they're doing this. I can't believe this is real. But since no one voted to be a fanfic, I won't comment further on this. It's a really tough situation. Is it fair to punish someone who is innocent in this scenario? Like the pregnant student, for example. What if she fails the difficult exam? Would that be fair? Let's see what people have to say about this.
This stance of hiding who did it is something for high school kids, not for students in the last semester of law school. If I were you, I'd take the trouble to create one test with standard difficulty and another test with a high fail rate. On the day of the test, I'd ask, last chance, guys, who was the idiot who sprayed pepper gas in the classroom? This answer will directly affect your test if they stick to this childish crap. Give the tough test to everyone and let it be. No mercy.
I think the irritation with the students is valid because there are indeed people covering for those involved. However, some have nothing to do with this or genuinely don't know who did it and will end up being harmed because a portion is being dishonest. For instance, the pregnant student would probably expose the culprit if she knew, and because of this, a more challenging exam than usual may harm the woman, causing her to fail due to something that already negatively impacted her. It would be nearly like a double loss. If you have a trustworthy student, try to get their response to discover the guilty parties. I would consider talking to your superiors to change those you believe are involved in this issue in the class, or at least teach another group. However, I assume it's nearly the end of the semester, and I'm unsure of the likelihood of them accommodating your request.
The whole class will be punished for something only one person did.
One person only. I think 30 people covering up for a single person is more than just one.
But for sure, there were those who didn't say anything out of fear of being punished by the person who did it. I don't think it's right to punish the whole class. It would be a huge jerk move against those who didn't do anything.
It's humanly impossible for someone to spray pepper spray. And nobody sees it, man, sorry. But I've even seen people taking responsibility for the actions of a whole group, and only ending up losing by doing so, pretending it didn't happen, or that the blame doesn't fall on everyone. There is a terrible idea.
I didn't say nobody saw. I said whoever saw might feel oppressed by the person who did it. There's a whole social issue here. It's not just about going and telling who did it. Sooner or later, the person will find out it was you who told, and they'll take out their frustrations on you.
Dude, what is wrong with you? The teacher mentioned feeling really unwell, and this joke could have seriously hurt someone. Remember, these aren't a bunch of 14 to 15 years old kids. They're adults in college. One of the students was even pregnant for the love of God. They should face consequences, and I'm certain at least a couple of people in that room know who did it. Once they have to redo the year, I'm pretty sure any buddy-buddy behavior will stop and people will start pointing fingers. Perhaps that way, the person will learn that actions, especially really foolish ones like this, have consequences that often affect others. Hopefully, they'll realize the impact of such behavior and won't repeat it.
I remember when I was in school, and the teacher made those empty threats that would impact the whole class, just because the people were doing something wrong, and I never liked it. I never found it to be fair or to be right. But we were kids and the teacher was bluffing. Here the situation is completely different. There are no kids in the room, so they should face the consequences as adults. I don't mind punishing all of them. It isn't fair to the innocent people, but life isn't fair itself. But that's me. Now tell me about you. What would you do in this situation?